Hey guys, this is Matt with another Minecraft video. So I'm about to share with you my 100% unraidable chest design. So this is such an awesome design. I was actually gone from Minecraft factions for 2 months. During that time, all the scrubs decided to come go after my base, and they managed to break in through multiple layers of regen walls because, of course, I wasn't around. And but even once they got in, they weren't able to loot my chests. My chests were uncrackable. Well, eventually the chunks got unclaimed, and but that doesn't count. But anyway, so here it is. I'm going to give you a quick history of what you've done to protect your chest and tell you why this design I'm about to show you is the ultimate design, effectively 100% unraidable. So in the beginning, you thought, oh, I've got a wall, everything's cool, no one will ever get to my chest. But eventually, people broke in there and they grabbed your stuff, and you went, oh. And then people said, hey, check this out. I'll go ahead and put a block over this, so you can't actually get it unless you mine that block, and now I can get stuff. But then you had to find that block that was broken, pick it up, put it back on, kind of a pain. And it was also really prone to being sea eggs. So creeper eggs could be used to blow this up. You might have tried to put some water around it to prevent that, but that didn't really work too well. Finally, maybe some of you have decided and realized that you could actually cover your chest with something like this. As long as you have a pick, you can break it, and lava source block will cause that to come back. So this allows you to break it, get into your chest automatically, have it resealed, and it allows you to get away from having to find a block and place it, all that kind of stuff. Because let's face it, okay, I played factions a long time. You probably played factions as well. You know your faction mates are lazy bums, and they're not going to place the chest or the block on the chest at some point. They'll be forgetful or whatever. And so by doing this, you basically get rid of that whole problem. Because if people get lazy and they don't put the block, like this kind of a block on top of the chest, then well, it doesn't help, does it? So I took this to the next level here. And this is an example. I've got a very simple implementation of this design. So I figured if you had to break one block anyway, let's go ahead and break a block that is completely surrounding the chest and then have it regen. And so that's really what this design is all about. But there's some special aspects to it that I haven't found anywhere else on the internet. Now, before I go any further, I do want to admit that in order for this chest design to work, you do have to have a pick because you are going to be mining this cobblestone that gets rebuilt right there. And so in order to make sure that you always have picks, what I sometimes will do is I'll create something like this. This is a chest that you can't get into unless you have access to flipping the switch, and then it's just got picks in here. If anyone decides, well, I got to break into this, and they get into your base and they manage to sea egg this chest or whatever, then all they do is they get some picks. So it's not really worth doing so. And you can see this is just a super simple example of how to use a sticky piston and a lever, a couple pinches of redstone dust, and be able to make a secure chest here. But really what I want to talk about is this, and this is what it looks like when it's fully implemented. I've had these within actual Minecraft faction servers just go on for chunks and chunks and just store all sorts of great things. What I love about it is that it can't be creeper egged, right? There's just no way to creeper egg this. They can't even get to your chests. Like your chests are all safe and secure. I have total OCD, and I love the fact that I can put up item frames within this environment and then have items in those frames so I know that this is my diamond chest, this is my emerald chest, and so on. And then the water, as you can see, I've got completely covering everything. Even if someone were to hybrid cannon shot into here, because of course they can't use sea eggs, but even if they were to cannon in here, it wouldn't work. They'd have to hybrid cannon into this. And even if they were to do so and they were to, say, blast open one of these cobblestones, because it's a regen, it'll automatically regen. So they'd have to actually blast, multiple times, whatever the server setting is, to get through Obby, if assuming Obsidian Destroyer is on that server. It doesn't have to be done with obsidian. I did an example here with endstone. I don't think it looks nearly as beautiful as the obsidian. That's my preference. So I'm going to show you exactly how to build this and why it's special. Because there's kind of a secret in here as well that you probably don't want to miss. So first off, I always start off by, let's go ahead and just put down some stone pressure plates. This is just to keep water in. So once you're going to keep the water in, I typically start off by building the framework. And we're going to keep one space between the framework and these in order for the water to flow down here. And I'm going to use obsidian. It's not required to use obsidian. The fact that I'm using obsidian doesn't really make it that much more secure, but maybe a little more secure. So I'm going to build these posts right here, the corners, and then along here as well. And off we go. We are almost done with the frame already. And not a big deal. It just takes, in this case, I'm doing, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it looks like, large chests. And this is pretty solid. I usually put a couple blocks here, and I'll show you why in just a minute. We're about ready for chests. And the chests are going to go above, like one block up, and you'll understand why pretty darn quick. And in order for things to be super tight, let me see. I'm going to move over here and let me see. Just we are get trap chests, and I'll just bounce back and forth between chests and trap chests so that they can be nice and tight in there. We are almost done here. So now we've got all of our chests in place. Above the chests, what I usually do is I like to use like slabs of some sort. I'll just use cobblestone slabs here. And the reason we're using cobblestone is so that the chests can be opened. Now, unlike some of the earlier designs that we looked at, there's no block on top of the chest itself. All of these chests can be opened as long as you can reach them. The trick here is that you can't actually reach them, right? And so now that we've got this in place, we've got our roof in place, we're about ready for the water. Just going to start pouring right here and along here. Clean that up. One goes right here, and you'll see the water spread automatically. I always love to see that, except for this last little corner, which we'll need to place water on right there. And we've got our water flowing. So at this point, now the regen stuff gets ready, and I'm just going to place a lava source block right next to and in front of really each one of these large chests. And you can probably hear that it's interacting with the water, and it's creating cobblestone. I'm just going to keep doing this. We're almost done. Now you'll notice also that the lava is flowing beneath the chest. That's part of what's really cool about this design, because there's lava beneath the chest. If somehow someone manages to break through this incredible barrier, and let's say with some specialized hybrid TNT shots or something like that, and they manage to blow up one of those chests, what's going to happen? All the loot's going to fall into the lava flow that is beneath those chests. So that makes this you just can't get loot from anyone that is using this type of chest protection. And as soon as your enemies understand that you're using Mafro's unlootable, unraidable chest design, they're not even going to bother raiding you, at least not for loot, because they're not going to be able to get any. So you may notice one difference here in what I just did here in this, that the corners aren't quite perfect. And I've got OCD, so I'm going to show you how to make the corners perfect. There's actually a practical reason for this as well, because explosions in Minecraft go diagonally. So in theory, something could explode right here and then work right between these two blocks and damage this block right here. Now, the fact that I've used obsidian here makes it fairly sturdy, but we can entirely avoid that simply by making the water flow down off the roof and into this corner. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. What you do is you just start off with any, I'm just one block off from the block that I want this to flow. I'm going to take water and I'm going to place it right here. Water then flows out and into this area, and I'm just going to scoop it back up. And because of the way that Minecraft water mechanics work, that water will continue to flow even though I've taken away the source that caused it to flow. So as you can see, I'll do it again and place the water right here. Give it a moment to flow down, suck the water up, and then remove this little scaffolding. And you can see that I'm making perfect corners here that are completely and totally immune to creeper eggs or to any other type of explosion. So this is the unraidable chest design that I've come up with. I've seen some pale imitations on the internet, but nothing quite as effective as this. And just a quick recap: the reason this is so good is because it can't be creeper egged. It can't even be cannoned. A hybrid cannon shot, in theory, if you had enough blasts or a little bit of luck, might eventually be able to get through this. But you're talking about having to have a hybrid cannon set up specifically just to blast through this, and presumably you're going to have walls around this. Other things I like about this is the ability to put item frames in place so that you can, apply your OCD, get totally nice and organized. I've had a chest design like this with roughly 200 large chests. So I had stuff for spider eyes or whatever. It's kind of almost worthless stuff, but it couldn't be stolen, it couldn't be taken. There was no reason to raid me. And then lastly, even if somehow someone gets through all this pain in order to get to your chest and manages to blow them up or something like that, you've got lava flowing along the bottom down here behind this this obsidian, and so the loot will just fall down and fry. So this is Mafro's unraidable chest design. If you like this, give this video a like. If you enjoyed the video, if it's going to be helpful, give it a like. If you want to see more tips for Minecraft and other fun games, then please subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.